have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger roll, Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cut Into the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always. I'm joined by Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hey.
I think you can probably graduate her from guest host now. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Got the furniture now.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Today it's a movie special. It's This Is the End. The rapture comedy starring the likes of James Franco, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, I can't say his last name, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, numerous cameos from the people.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Doesn't last long though, does she?
No.
But still, so spoiler alert for later on. Well, this movie's fucking old, you should listen to it by now. So let's thank some new and returning listeners. Anchorage in the US, City Calad Ibn El, that's in Tunisia, Norwich, UK, Bermondsey, UK, Makati in the Philippines, Rome but with a H in America, Portugal, America, Eindhoven in the Netherlands, Pijupan in Mexico, I'm guessing is that? How would you say that? PGGGban? Sorry mate, I've just crippled the name of your city. Dundas in Canada, Ulm in Germany, Weston-super-Mare in the UK, Englewood US, Brooklyn US, Johannesburg, South Africa, Cheyenne in the Americas. What's the Cheyenne Mountains, do you think?
Possibly, yeah.
Well, the US NSA has its massive mountain supervillain base.
Yes, and apparently a judge ruled it illegal, didn't he, this week?
What, that base?
No, the NSA spying.
Oh. The base is sweet, leave the base alone. Charlotte in the US, Australia, London top this week, and Shady Natty, Charlotte, and West Jordan, your US. Yeah, well, thanks for listening. It's appreciated.
Certainly is.
We will be broadcasting through the apocalypse. Okay then, weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Forlorn Tortoise has his own lonely heart sad as he's desperately seeking love. Oh,
Pick this one for you, Ben, specifically.
Wow.
Oh dear.
I knew it would piss you off.
Wow. Well, what's the tortoise's name? Fred. He's 50. He seeks a female companion who enjoys digging, eating tomatoes, and will take very slow strolls around the garden with him. According to the Daily Record, Angela, who owns Fred, Angela Matchett, she believes her pet is desperate for some company of his own, as he constantly wanders around the garden trying to make friends with random shell-shaped objects. Maybe she's just so fucking boring. Friends rather go and talk to a rock than have her talk at him for a bit longer.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Possibly.
The full advert, which is shared on social media, states that Fred needs a hardy female who loves the great outdoors and is used to living in a garden. Well, why doesn't she just buy another tortoise then?
That's what I was thinking. You know, does she want someone to come over now and then?
Yeah.
Like, you know, dating. Tortoise dating.
Bit of company.
Yeah, plenty of tortoises. Should we start the app? Tortoise dating site.
And he's only 15 in tortoises, that's nothing. Spring chicken.
I think that's middle-aged, isn't it?
No, they can live to 250, 300, can't they?
Yeah, if
What,
fed
tortoise?
correctly. Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. There's one recently that died that was alive during the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah, I mean, like a big tortoise, yes,
Yeah.
not something like that,
Oh,
surely
no,
not.
mate.
Otherwise you'd end up with like 5 generations of family taking care of one tortoise.
Maybe not them then.
Yeah, the little ones, probably not. I still reckon they could make it to like 60 or 70 though.
Yeah.
I don't know. The big one, yeah, I remember seeing that. They could never get them back home, to study them.
No.
When the ships went out, and of course it took months to get somewhere, they're like, we're going to bring a tortoise back this time. We've got to actually do it.
Yeah.
Apparently they taste fucking delicious. So as soon as the food rations start to get a bit stretched on the ship, they'd usually eat the tortoises.
They're meant to be a delicacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turtle soup and tortoise soup. And...
They're meant to be lovely. I mean, I couldn't bring myself to eat one unless I was starving, obviously.
So the only descriptions about them were how to cook them.
Oh, no!
Yeah. But I mean, you're thinking a ship voyage from the Galapagos Islands, so they're going to go back around the Cape of, what's it called, Ben?
Good Hope, I don't know.
Well, all the veg that they could have fed it would have rotted within,
Yeah.
The Magellan Straits, is it?
Do I look nautical, Mike? You're the one with the beard. You should be the mad captain. I don't know what the fuck we're doing on this boat. I'm just here to eat the tortoise.
Oh, that's a woman's purse. I wager that purse has never had dozens of men thrashing inside of it.
Alright, Captain Rum. This is pretty much it, yeah. He's lonely. She's so boring, the tortoise wants a mate. Feel good story of the year, that one, wasn't it?
I knew you'd love it. This new cruise ship will have a roller coaster on board.
Well, that's a terrible idea.
A new cruise ship is set to launch in February 2021, and it will feature the world's first ever roller coaster at sea.
That's such a bad idea.
I think it's great! It's amazing.
I wonder if it'll be like that in the future, it'll be like floating cities.
Probably.
Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Just go
With
where the sun
2/3
is.
water, the land's disappearing,
Yeah.
becoming desert, or it's, the sea's rising, it's becoming flooded.
That means that Kevin Costner was right all along.
Yeah.
Water World.
Prophetic.
Oh, God, but it's such a shit movie.
It is.
That eyeball. They couldn't have got anything worse, could they?
Yeah, just annoyed me. The whole concept of it annoyed me.
But this sounds great.
The ride's 800-foot long track will offer riders a chance to travel up to 40 miles an hour while sat 187 feet above the sea.
No, it doesn't sound good at all.
It'll feature drops, dips and hairpin turns and give 360-degree views right across the ocean.
Oh, great, you mean like I could get from just standing on the ship?
Not
Not at
187
40
feet above the sea.
100.
Okay, you're going at 40 miles an hour, twists and turns. I can't imagine you getting a...
You're not going to be taking pictures like up there.
Might be a bit blurry, but...
It sounds terrifying knowing that not only am I on a roller coaster, if it does malfunction, I'm just flying off into the ocean.
With belts on and
Strapped into
Strapped
a...
Well, safer than that than being flown into a building or something, or a car park,
Well,
innit?
no, the speed you're going is going to be hitting like concrete anyway, isn't it?
Depends if you go up and down.
Well,
the trajectory.
Yeah. It's all about the trajectory, man.
I'm not going for... You paid all that money for a cruise, and then you find out there's a fucking roller coaster on board, and all you've got is like that going all day.
Yeah, it's massive though, you wouldn't hear it.
Oh, I bet you would.
I'd love it. I love roller coasters.
I love roller coasters.
Nah, not for me. No, I don't like the G.
Alright, let's see if the next story will fucking... You like then.
Oh, for God's sake. It's a happy week.
Just what's been in the news.
I film weirder shit than this.
Kitten survived 30-mile drive in an engine compartment of a car. Oh. The animal rescuers in Britain said the kitten survived a 30-mile journey under the hood of a car and now has a new home with the vehicle's owner.
That's theft, innit?
It's abandoned little kitten.
Oh. The RSPCA says Rosalind O'Brien had spotted a kitten on her property the day before she drove 30 miles from Cheshire, England to Winsford to visit her mother. She arrived at her mother's home and heard the kitten meowing from the engine compartment of her Toyota Yaris. It was about a 30-mile journey and I was doing 65 miles an hour for part of it, so he was lucky he didn't get burnt or anything.
It is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh.
What's that burning smell?
It could have been a lot worse when she opened, just got to her...
Sounds like the kebab shop.
Chinese. So this wasn't an easy rescue, Goodman James says. It was quite tricky getting the kitten out. I had to lie on the ground getting quite wet and dirty and moved engine parts around until I could free him. I took him to the RSPCA Stapley Grange cattery to be cleaned up and cared for.
Yeah, it found itself hidden deep inside the inner workings of the vehicle.
Fucking hell.
It's a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah. So she's named the kitten Yaris after the
Aww.
car. Aww.
Oh, man.
I think Lucky would have been more
Yeah.
Small
suitable.
it is, though. It's a really small kitty.
That's alright.
Fucking miserable cunt.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against cats. No.
Tortoise in needing love. A roller coaster and now a kitten. You miserable bastard.
Oh, it's not being miserable. It's you know, it's a stupid idea to have a roller coaster on a ship. Don't combine two forms of travel into one. It doesn't work. Aqua cars don't work. Plane boats don't work.
They do.
Alright then, I still wouldn't fancy one. You know, and cats go in cars all the time. She should have checked her car, been a responsible person.
I don't
They
check
should
my car.
actually,
I
yeah.
don't check my car.
Don't you? You should apparently, yeah.
She cares
She
nothing
always-
for the deaths of the cat kittens.
Well, every time you get in a car, you should always check the tyres. Go around the car and check them. Especially if it's been laying still for a while, a few days or something.
And the cats will try and get in your car to steal it.
I've always seen, cats running off from the car when you start the engine up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're off, usually. This one's just dumb. And little.
It's dumb and adorable.
Yeah.
Bless it. Should we go on the movie then?
Yeah.
So basically, this is a bit of a buddy movie, really, about the rapture.
Yeah.
We open with Seth Rogen picking up his mate Jay Baruchel from the airport. There's a weed bonanza for when they get home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of weed.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's like, look man, I've got J spelt out in J's.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Nice touch.
Yeah. I wish someone would do that for me once. My birthday. When I have friends.
If I had enough weed, Ben, I'd do it, but
Yeah.
it happens.
Get some more weed. Got till March, sort it out. Save up.
I liked his pipe as well, the Gandalf.
Oh, Gandalf pipe was awesome. They get really high and then decide they're going to... No, they've been invited to James Franco's housewarming party. It's all A-lists. You know, it looks quite fun. I don't think I fit in well there, though.
Yeah, they're all dancing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Having a good time, having a drink, a few martinis.
Yeah.
Lots of drugs. There's certainly drugs going on.
Yeah.
And toilet rimming. But, you know, Jay decides he needs a fag. We got the cigarette trip. There's a shop a little bit down the road. Next thing you know, it's like the window smashes, an earthquake. Well, everyone thinks it's an earthquake. It's LA. They have shit tons of earthquakes, don't they? Aren't they just waiting for the big one? Or is that us, California? Is Los Angeles in California?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Boom, geography.
The San Andreas fault line, innit?
Yeah. They're waiting for that big one, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Sooner rather than later, apparently, or
Yeah, it's
not
overdue,
if, but
I guess,
when.
something like that. I think the last one was in like the 1890s, wasn't it? San Francisco.
Something like that, yeah.
Last big
Oh
one.
no, there was like one in the 80s, I think.
I don't think
1980s.
Yeah, I don't think it was a massive one though, was it?
No, but it was pretty big. All the freeways collapsed on each
Oh,
other.
fuck yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly, as the windows smash and everything shakes, a blue light comes down and takes some people away. Aliens.
Proper sucks them out the ceiling and burns a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like individual holes.
That's some pretty badass blue light, in all fairness.
Yeah.
And obviously they're stoned as fuck looking for munchies and that.
That's
This
true.
fucking thing happens.
That would freak me the fuck out. You know, it leads to problems, this rapture, and I like to think there should have been a better way of sorting it out.
Yeah, lots of car crashes.
Planes going to be falling out the sky,
Yeah.
helicopters going to be falling out the sky, ships just steering into rocks all over the world. More people would die as a result of the rapture than the actual people being taken away, probably.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, these people are evil. They deserve to, don't they?
Well, who's
They're the
judging that?
non-believers.
This is God's judgment, isn't it?
That's why they're only sucking up the ones that, within the rules.
Oh, the bootlickers.
Yeah.
Have to follow the commandments. The whole 600 of them.
Oh, for God's sake. Technically, you can't even get the bathroom, though. It
Yeah,
says in the Bible.
I've got 600 commandments you've got to
Really?
follow, yeah. Everyone thinks there's only 10. It's actually over 600.
You know, who chiselled all them? It'd take them forever.
I'm thinking like the only people up there is God, Jesus, and a blind nun from Santiago. You know what I mean? That's it. 600.
Mother
You fail
Teresa,
one,
you were
that's it.
sainted, but you did go to the toilet back in 1973, so off you trot. Down to hell.
Yeah. You did steal an apple as a kid.
For fuck's sake, I repented. So I think it's a problem, this rapture. I think it's a very inconsiderate way of ending the world. To be honest. So end the world, take your faith, but why is anyone else going to die?
Well, they were going to die in the pit of lava, wasn't
lake
they?
of fire.
The lake of fire, yeah.
They will after 7 years
Yeah.
if they survive the.
Tribulations.
Yeah.
It's all a bit shit. Strangely,
Anyway,
no one was raptured from the house party.
No.
None of the A-listers are getting raptured.
Should we go through what the rapture is then, in case people. Might be somebody out there that doesn't know what
Oh,
it
this
is.
is true. So, the rapture in Christianity is the belief that both living and dead believers will ascend into heaven to meet Jesus Christ at the second coming. The belief in the rapture emerged from the anticipation that Jesus would return to redeem all members of the church. Although it is worth pointing out the term rapture appears nowhere in the New Testament, and those are from the books written by the American evangelical authors called Left Behind. So I think they sort of paraphrased a lot of stuff into them books that was kind of a little bit enough of the Bible to make it sound authoritative, but it's still, at the end of the day, a work of fiction. And it's all to do with the Book of Revelation as well, isn't it? It ties into that, the end of days. So the belief in the rapture emerged from the anticipation that Jesus would return to redeem all members of the church. In his first letter to the Thessalonians, the Apostle Paul wrote that the Lord will come down from heaven and that a trumpet call will precede the rise of the dead in Christ. Thereafter, that we who are still alive will be caught up, in Latin rapio, so pretty quickly, together with them in the crowds to meet the Lord in the air. Why couldn't he just come down?
There's a lot of people, you've got to get them up to heaven, haven't you? This is just the quickest way, isn't it, I guess?
Couldn't he just come down and then beam everyone back up like a Star Trek teleporter?
That would have been easier.
Yeah. Beam us up, God.
So is it actually good to be alive during the rapture or not?
I suppose if you are and you don't get taken with you,
You've got another chance.
You've always got that shot of redemption, haven't you?
But if you've died, say you died in like 2 years before the rapture, that's it, and you didn't go to heaven, you're in hell.
Yeah.
No redemption for you.
Well, that's not really fair, is it?
Not, is it?
Well, how do we know the rapture hasn't got like a time limit? Oh, it only happens for this day. I know in the film, you could redeem yourself, but how do
That's a good point. It's in the film, isn't it? We don't know if that's we're
true.
speculating. Yeah,
be
maybe you
time
can't
limit.
redeem yourself.
on that day, because there's a lot about judgment, isn't it? So on that
Of course,
day of
yeah.
judgment, I've heard that flown around a few times.
Did like to judge, didn't he,
He's
God?
very judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an a-hole, really.
Tells us not to judge, but he judges.
Yeah. Bit hypocritical, one might say.
Yeah.
And what right has he got to judge me?
Well, he created you.
No, he didn't.
According to them, he did.
See, what I have is so you get the rapture and everyone goes up to heaven. Those that are left behind are kind of left to fend for themselves in a 7-year time of tribulation, at which point the Antichrist is going to rock up and start a war. And then Jesus will return on his white horse, but he's not the Prince of Peace anymore. He is literally like a god of war,
Yeah.
smiting the enemy.
Yeah.
I suppose you've got to pick a side at that point, because Lucifer's trotting around with his army of the damned, and Jesus is turning up with a shit ton of angels.
Yeah.
And at that moment, my atheism goes straight out the fucking window, because clearly I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I also know that Jesus is going to win.
But you still not make it anyway if you've not done enough. If you've not been righteous enough, I guess.
Well, what if I just go, yo, JC, right, let's talk for a minute. I'll join your army, and if I die in battle, is that enough for redemption or what? You know, because you just be like, right, fuck it, suicide charge, I'm going to heaven. Launching yourself at Statham with a potato peeler.
I don't think you can start, making deals with Jesus, while there's a bit of a battle going on. Not at all.
You can in my mind.
It's not going to work then. I think, because it was God and that was judging just 5 minutes ago. They were willing to chuck you in the lake of fire.
I'll redeem myself now in roaming around as a bandit, killing demons and saving families. I've got a hook for a hand. Oh, I've got a chainsaw for a hand.
That's it, we don't know the rules, do we? He wasn't very forthcoming with the rules, I guess.
No.
I suppose if you don't follow the 600 commandments anyway, you're doomed.
Well, that's quite vague in itself. Like, oh, here's 10. By the way, there's another 600 you should have really have heard of.
If you'd read the Bible, you'd know it.
Like, I can't put my left sock on before me right. That's a hell-worthy offence. Eating shrimp on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not down for it.
Well, you're going to burn in the lake of fire then, aren't you?
Clearly I am. But I made that decision. It's my own decision. I'm not down for the judgment.
Do you think all the people that are at other religions are just going to renounce their own faith?
That's a valid point, because this is you're right, because this is saying Christianity is true.
Yeah,
boom.
of course it is. That's what we're speculating, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So what
do they all do on the day of judgment, on the rapture? They're just like, oh.
You got a load of Hindus.
Shit, I bet on the wrong fucking horse, didn't I? That's what you're thinking.
You got a load of Hindus stood around going,
yeah.
Looking at the Muslim guys going, this is your fault. And the Muslims are looking at the Jews going, this is your fault.
Yeah.
Where's all the women? Where's all the virgins?
Oh. Yeah, I think this is very presumptuous of Christianity to just assume that theirs is the right one. Unless it's like, there is literally only the one God and he's just created different sects for a laugh. Just keep everyone feisty. Keep them hungry, don't tell them the right way to heaven. Keep them guessing.
So we're back in the house, aren't we? They come back to the house.
Right, and they sort of try and tell the rest of the party what's been going on. At that moment, everything starts to shake again. People start running out and screaming.
I just say, because I love that line where it's like nobody got sucked up here. And that Michael Cera goes, someone got sucked up. Obviously no one believes him, think he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And Seth doesn't back him up.
No. He says he didn't see it. Hollywood is literally on fire. The hills are on fire. The ground starts to open up. That annoying guy who got sucked up in the toilet is impaled by a lamppost, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
People are falling into the fiery pit. So is anyone left at this point now who's fucked unless they get redemption later on?
In this movie, yeah.
There's every chance you're going to be eaten by some kind of demon hound.
Or cannibals, as we'll get into later.
Yeah. The TV tells everyone to stay home. I wrote duck and cover because I always like when there's something dramatic event and they're like, just stay calm, stay at home. You're like, mate, the fucking sky's on fire. No. That's literally 4 horsemen from the apocalypse turning up.
It's because all we've seen on movies is panic when they do that on TV, so it should be like, ah!
I mean, there isn't even the option to go down the Winchester and have a pint, is there?
No.
Wait for it all to blow over. It's not going to blow over.
No. You're stuck in the house with whatever you've got and the people that are there.
Yeah. Alright, so what have they got in the house? I have the list of the inventory. 12 bottles of water, 56 beers, 2 vodkas, 6 bottles of wine, some tequila, Nutella, cheese, a pizza, eggs, bananas, apples, bacon, steaks, pancake mix, cinnamon crunch cereal, milk, ketchup and Milky Way, half an ounce of sour diesel weed, 3.5 grams of Grandmaster Kush, 1 ounce of shrooms, 15 pills of ecstasy, a porno mag, a baseball bat, a video camera from the movie 127 Hours, and a functional revolver from the movie Flyboys, which I've never seen.
I've never seen that.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah. Not a lot between 5 people.
5 people, soon to be 6.
Yeah.
You know, you've got gunfire in the background, there's bombs dropping, there's artillery coming in.
They've boarded up all the windows, well, they've tried to, block all the windows, haven't they?
Yeah, with pieces of artwork. Which people seem to have no problem getting through.
Craig makes his dick tent, doesn't he?
With that piece
He
of
does.
art.
That big giant dick.
Yeah. He likes that dictator. And the first time, though, they do all end up snuggling on the sofa, though.
Yeah.
Then Danny McBride appears in the bath. He's waking up. He and Geek crashed the party, got pissed, fell asleep in the bath.
Yeah.
He come down, he's eating all the food.
Yeah. Making a feast.
Always one, isn't it?
There is always one. I like the random man who tries to break in.
Yeah.
He just gets his head through the shitty, patched up doorway.
Yeah.
And he's like, you gotta let me in, there's stuff rolling around here. And they're like, oh, you could be anyone, you could be a rapist, you could be a murderer.
That's the first thing they do.
Yeah. Even if he's a rapist, he can't rape us all.
That's it, that's what I wrote down, he can't rape us all.
And he's like, you might be a titty fucker. He's like, if you want me to titty fuck you, I'll titty fuck you the best you've ever had.
Then his head just kind of is a scream and his head just falls in the room.
Yeah. Blood everywhere.
Where's the body gone? They all panic, start kicking his head around. It's crazy that even saying that in that movie, like, 30 seconds ago this guy was alive and breathing and talking to us and now you're kicking his head around like a soccer ball. Human life really does have no value, does it? Obviously I was going for some kind of demon hound. Or was he ate him?
Oh, swiped him off and his head's come off in it.
Could be. We don't really know.
No.
For certain, but it's...
But you didn't really see where the body went, it was
No.
Yes, it's a shame. So they do all the drugs.
Yeah.
Just get really off their face. Make Pineapple Express 2. Talk about other sequels they can make. And then just as then, Emma Watson arrives. Who is she in Harry Potter?
Hermione.
Hermione, yeah.
She's got an axe at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
She's been hiding in a sewer pipe for 4 days.
Oh. And she stopped hearing people and only started hearing growls. Well, that's going to freak you the fuck out. The guys then have this discussion about, like, oh man, she's the only woman in here. There's 6 of us guys. Let's not try and give off any rapey vibes.
The dude's like, what? You're the one that's giving off the rapey vibes. You're like, smelt it, dealt it.
Yeah, if anyone's going to do it, it'll be you. She can hear all of that and thinks that they're actually going to try and rape her.
Comes flying out the room with her axe.
Yeah.
Get all the drink.
Yeah, she takes all the drinks. That's the worst part of this.
Hermione just stole our shit.
Yeah. And she just goes. You never see her again.
I just think she made it.
I think she met Danny McBride later on. So yeah, they draw, basically there's no water left. Hermione's taken all their stuff, but there's 2 bottles of water, the water fountain jugs in the basement, but they have to go outside to get there for some reason. I couldn't fathom out. I assumed cinematic license, but I thought, why not just have a door in your house?
You usually do, don't you? But
Yeah.
they've also got the outside sort of one, don't they?
Yeah.
In the garden.
The Americans do think a bit different to us, I think.
You see, that's your apocalypse shelter, that's where you should be, in the basement.
Yeah.
They got this all arse about tit.
Yeah.
Don't stay in the house, stay in the basement.
That's a good point, yeah.
They decide then they're going to dig through the floor with what they have to hand, which is...
Craig goes out, doesn't he? And he's,
Yes, he does go out.
He pulls the short straw, as it were. He sees something out there, doesn't he? He can't get into the basement.
No, there's big massive claw marks in the door and it won't open.
And he runs back, and then something pulls on his cord, doesn't it?
That's right.
Slams him against the door. And Jay says, "Throw me a knife."
That's right.
Jonah just lobs it and it sticks right in his leg.
They retrieve the water and digging through the floor. Danny McBride at this point is being voted out because he's an insufferable arsehole who keeps jizzing everywhere. There's a whole jizzing debate.
Yeah.
The one porn mag has been ruined.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world.
That is literally the end of the world.
Yeah, they say that he's been gaining weight since he's been there. Everyone else is starving and he's gained weight.
But just as he's about to go, he's like, oh, you know what, you can't go out there without something, take the gun, the one gun they've got. He just tries to shoot them all.
Yeah.
It's so...
He's like, it's the end of the world, damn it. Rules don't exist now.
Luckily, they're blanks.
Yes. Do you think I keep loading? Do you have any real bullets in this thing? You're going to let me go out there with fake bullets? leaves. He's like, no, screw you then. I'm leaving because I want to leave. You guys are dicks. Jonah Hill gets demon raped.
Oh yeah. Well, he prays to God, doesn't he? He's praying for Jay to get killed. He wants God to kill Jay, and then straight after that, it's like a flicker, isn't there, of the lights? So maybe obviously God's not listening to him now at the moment, is he? Because the rapture's happened and that. Is he praying to Satan at that point?
Oh yeah.
Oh, could be.
And he sends him a demon.
Was it the prayer attracted the demon?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe they hunt down prayers because they're like, well, these guys are left.
That's a
There's no
good
point in
point,
you
yeah.
praying.
Anyway.
He's got a massive dick.
Yeah. He's like, he wakes up, doesn't he? He's half asleep. He goes, oh, this is not a dream. It's really happening.
And he's like kind of, he's almost like he's fighting it. He's not taking control of his body yet. He's just acting a bit strange.
Yeah.
Like staring off into the distance and not really paying attention. Because everyone else is drinking their own pee
Yeah.
at this point.
So it must have been a few weeks now, right?
I don't know, Emma Watson took all the water.
Yeah, that was on day 4.
Oh, so it's going to be...
They've been breaking through the thing. Danny's gone.
All the water's been drunk
Yeah.
and wasted.
Yeah. So at least a week at this point.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Already
still
someone's been
drinking.
possessed by a demon.
Yeah. And they're drinking their own piss within a week.
So they decide they're going to do a food and water run. Things are getting desperate. Seth Rogen this time draws the burnt match and he just refuses to go. He's like, nah, fuck you, I'm not doing it.
Oh, pussy.
Yeah. So Jay goes instead, Craig goes with him. And at that point, as they're sort of going out to try and find the neighbour's house, Jonah Hill gets fully possessed by the demon, starts trying to... he vomits all over Seth Rogen and James Franco and then starts trying to kill and titty fuck them. In the meantime, a demon hound rocks up in that house. They've done the food run, the bag's full, and starts chasing them.
Yeah.
Everyone at this point now is in no doubt that this is a real religious apocalypse
Yeah.
or an alien invasion.
Yeah, they talk about it then is like, I can't remember who said it, because God is real. Oh, Seth Rogen, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't live my life as if God is real. Who saw that shit coming?
This is true. Who did see that shit coming?
It's 2020.
Oh man, anything can happen. I'm expecting Cthulhu any day. No, it's, at this point you got, well, you know what, there's a fucking demons possessed our friend. You guys have just been chased by like something from Ghostbusters, the old Zool dog. Mm-hmm. At this point religion's fucking pretty much back open to me again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be an on the fence atheist at that point, but fucking hell, it's like think this might be the time to acknowledge that this is real now, so maybe we should start praying a bit more.
Yeah.
You know what you get if you start praying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But he prayed wrong, didn't he? I mean, what are you meant to do, Claire, when you pray?
You meant to like give
Not ask.
thanks and not ask.
Pray for others, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't pray for yourself, that's selfish.
Well, you don't pray for God to kill people.
That's what I mean. You're meant to pray for God to help other people that are less needy than yourself. That's the whole point of praying. Never to pray for yourself or pray to God to kill your enemies. Smite them down, God.
You've been doing it wrong all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do blaspheme a lot.
They do blaspheme a lot, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
a lot
one
of
of them.
holy shits, Jesus Christ, God damns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a big no-no, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I haven't even got a chance at this. I haven't even been baptised. I'm not getting fucking raptured.
You've not been christened?
No.
Mike?
I have, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
You're
great.
fucked.
It's going to be me sat here in your flat.
Them's the rules.
We're a touch closer to the rapture.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sat here on my own. It's like, oh, shit. Well, I've still got your apocalypse covered.
I'm sitting here.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Everyone's been raptured but me.
Just recording the podcast on my own. I mean, there's no fucking demon getting through that door. It's well fucking heavy. You can barely open it. Jay decides he's stop Jonah Hill trying to kill everybody. He brains him with the bat, which I liked. Not really a fan of Jonah Hill.
Oh, I like Jonah Hill.
I am and I'm not. Some films he's alright, some he just really bugs me. This film he bugs me. So I was like, oh, thank fuck for that, someone's batting him.
They tie him to the bed, don't they?
They do, and it's the exorcism of Jonah Hill, basically. So it does, the old power of Christ compels you line, which must work. And the demon's got sass, though. Just sass him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, what does he say?
I can't fucking remember now.
He says, oh yeah.
Oh, is it compelling me? That's right, yeah. Oh, it is a little bit, I suppose, but not that much. Is that the best you got? I'm not really feeling compelled. At that point, Jane said have a fight, because he says, it's the demons mocking them both. I guess that's what demons do, they turn you against each other. Yeah. Sadly, the candle falls over, sets the bed on fire with Jonah Hill tied to it. Not saying that I'd like to see Jonah Hill die in flame, but I did feel a certain smug satisfaction.
Yeah. He was an annoying character.
Yeah. Sadly, that does burn the rest of the fucking house down.
Yeah. And they're in the open now.
Now they're in the open, there was nowhere to go. Get in the Prius. Fucking Prius. I hate Priuses, Nearly got run down by a Prius once.
Did you?
Yeah. You can't hear them, mate. They're fucking silent when they're gliding on the battery. It's like, I had my headphones in. I probably should have looked a bit better. But it was clear a second ago when I checked, and I stepped out, and this fucking Prius has glided past. Couldn't hear it. Just fucking the silent, the death traps, mate. For pedestrians.
Well, they should go automated, shouldn't they? All these cars these days.
Yeah.
Self-driving cars, man, in a way. So it'll be, no one will have cars, because, it's a waste of resources. You go up to town, like how many cars are just sitting on a car park, taking up land, and it's just, it's a waste, isn't it? So all you'd have is just have a fleet of self-driving cars, like Uber. You just, like that, simple. Want to go somewhere, bang. 5 minutes, car turn up. Self-drive, take you where you want. Take you at the optimum speed.
Well,
Safety
go at a certain speed, wouldn't it?
Safety should be guaranteed by that point.
Let's hope so. The car's still going to have to make the decision whether to kill you or not, though. Because the whole, it could hit 4 people, it kill them, but it could kill you when it swerves and hits the lamppost. That's car still going to go, well, 4 lives better than 1.
That's it, well, shit happens, isn't it?
No!
It would still be less percentage of kills per year
Yeah.
with automation.
Yeah, them Johnny cabs are creepy as fuck. I don't want one of them.
Anyway, it's good job Gaz is not here talking about automated.
Oh, yeah.
cars.
Yeah. That'd be a rant.
Yeah.
Would be a rant. The demon, we're talking winged demon, this one. Looks a bit mean, lands between them and the Prius. Craig offers to distract the demon and fight it, just so they can all get away and live. And for that act...
He said, maybe, I've been selfish all my life. Maybe the last thing I do on this planet is not for me.
And that's enough to get you raptured.
Yeah. According to this film, yeah.
Selflessness. So I suppose giving your life so that others can get away, that's kind of that's a good deed.
That's the ultimate good deed.
Yeah, thinking of
Can't
others
get better
before
than
yourself.
that, can you? Sacrificing your own life for someone else.
Yeah.
That's got to be the ultimate. That's what Jesus did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, that's what I think the Bible is. I think it's like a blueprint for creating a heaven on earth. And if everybody acted out with compassion and selflessness, you'd have a heaven on earth, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I guess so.
But obviously things are more complicated than that. But
Yeah, I don't think that Israel and Palestine are going to put down their guns.
no, but just imagine if everyone did.
That'd be wonderful, yeah. But just you can imagine it all you want. It's not going to happen.
That's why I think there's a lot of truth in religions, stuff like that. All this is a bit nonsense, isn't it?
Rapture.
Is it? Well, it doesn't matter. It ain't going anywhere. If it happens, I might as well just accept a win-win.
Accept it.
If it does happen, it's a win-win. I've always fancied being the last man alive.
Like Amiga Man.
Yeah. Like Will Smith just going
You
out.
have to fight off skin-eating zombies.
Oh, they only come out in the night. In the day I would hunt them. Something to do. So, the Prius is driving to the city, or what's left of the burning city. They're trying to be nice to one another, hoping that'll get them into heaven. It doesn't work. Next thing you know, their car is just smashed into from the side by this pretty metal-looking van that's covered in skulls and swords and shit. And it turns out there's a load of cannibals, and they are led by none other than Danny McBride, who went out into the wilderness and is now some kind of cannibal king.
Yeah.
With his gimp.
With his gimp. Who was the gimp?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum as his gimp. Some people will do anything to survive in the apocalypse, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Franco's like, I've seen this before. So Craig did. I'm going to fight off the cannibals. You guys get away, and it works. He gets raptured. It's ace, but he's so petty.
Yeah.
He starts giving them all the finger and telling Danny McBride he's a dick.
Yeah.
He ruins his own rapture and is then literally eaten alive in the street.
Drop right on his arse, did he?
It's not how I want to go.
No.
Oh fuck no.
I'd rather take demon death than being eaten alive by other people.
Yeah.
Because I think Danny McBride actually rips his eye out.
And his jaw.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I think it's his ear and then his jaw.
There was definitely an eyeball floating around in there somewhere. But the problem is for Jay and Seth, their problems are kind of just starting really, because there's a mahoosive Satan with his dong swinging freely.
It's huge, isn't
You
it?
couldn't help but notice. It was like, fuck.
Camera angle.
Yeah. It's like, what's that moving? Oh my god. It's almost hypnotic.
Satan's Hypnotic Dong. That's the name of a metal band.
That's the name of a metal band. I like how he turns into a hydra, which I guess ties in the Book of Revelations, the beast with the 7 or 9 heads. We'll get to that in a bit. Mark of the Beast, Hydra coming out the sea. John the Divine took a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of hallucinogenics. Now Jay gets redemption because he sort of makes it up with Seth. And it's like, I forgive you, fuck it, run.
Yeah.
And he gets his rapture. He tries to help Seth out with the beam, for some reason can't take 2 people.
That's logical.
Yep.
Yeah. Giant Satan Dong is approaching them. Satan Hydra Dong. And Jay's like, Seth goes, you know what? I'll go, you go. I'll sacrifice myself. And as he does, literally falls into Satan's mouth. And he's then raptured, and Satan loses his dong because that blue light is probably like the worst thing a demon can get hit by.
Yeah, it goes right through him.
Yeah. And he's just left with his dong in his hand,
Yeah.
looking at it sadly. And I felt for him at that point, I really did.
It was a shit.
It's one thing to lose it, it's another thing to have it in your hand looking forlornly at it. Oh man, we used to be so close. And they go to heaven. That is pretty much it. It's, everyone's in white. It's not for me, I can never carry white off.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't do white. So heaven's going to be shit for me if I ever go.
I was all up for it until Backstreet Boys appeared.
Yeah, because any wish is literally a desire. For some reason, Jay wishes the Backstreet Boys. I was actually disappointed they got up there. I was very disappointed they got up there, to be honest.
I could have thought of loads of different songs that would have ended better.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end of the film. I stopped watching after that. I went to the toilet. Anything else happened?
No, that was it. Just Backstreet Boys singing.
Yeah, that's why I went to the toilet. I was just like, you know what? I can't be doing with this.
And the Earth's still burning.
Yeah, the fact that there's people still on Earth fighting demons, I think is quite selfish of these people up in heaven. Oh, well, we're alright. Fuck them down there.
That's a good point.
We're all partying with Backstreet Boys on. Right, oh, I want a Big Mac. Oh, there's a Big Mac in my hand. That'd be amazing. I can think of, obviously, I'd start small at the Big Mac and work my way up to other stuff. But
You go to heaven, the first thing you want is a Big Mac.
well, never going to have another one, am I? McDonald's is gone.
We're in heaven.
I'm going to pay for it. I just will it into existence. What's the first thing you're going to have? I mean, a joint would be nice too.
Well, yeah, they did have joints first.
Yeah,
Didn't they?
yeah, that's true.
There's weed in heaven, then I'll be there.
Well, it'd be the best weed in theory.
Oh yeah.
But then again, is it?
God's herb. It's God's creation.
Wouldn't the best weed be in hell?
No, God created weed.
It's
didn't
called
he?
the devil's cabbage.
Yeah.
That's propaganda.
Probably going to
It's just what your mum calls it.
The devil's lettuce.
Lettuce, that's it.
I don't want to dress in white. I don't want the Backstreet Boys. I'll go to hell, thank you. Just pack me some weed. I'll volunteer to take my chances.
Well, should we go through the timeline of events? What is meant to happen?
Yeah.
First of all, you've got the seals.
The 7 seals.
Yeah.
Children.
That's not...
What's all these seals on a door?
Don't know.
I'm picturing wax seals.
I'm picturing wax seals. They crack them off the end or something and start reading them out, or...
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
First one then, Revelation 6:1, it's Christ conquers Satan. Then it's war, then hunger, death by weapons, famine, evil men, religious persecution and tribulation for the word of God, the fall of Babylon the Great. And this is where we are now in the timeline, apparently.
According to this website, which is rapturechrist.com.
I'm imagining that they're a very biased website.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they've
done their research.
Yeah.
Well, they should do.
Well, they should do.
This is the whole point of their website.
Yeah.
So that's where we are now. Then there's signs in heaven. At this point, the rapture occurs. And then later on, the last one is the mark of the beast becomes mandatory. Whether that is like, wearing MAGA on your head or having a microchip in your hand. There's many interpretations of it.
Of course.
A lot of the anti-vaxxers at the moment don't want the COVID one because they think the government's going to chip them, even though they've got mobile phones and the government could track them anywhere should they want to.
Yeah.
Anyone turn to the trumpets?
Yeah, we get the trumpets. The first trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood.
That's pretty metal.
Second trumpet, great mountain burning with fire hurled into the sea.
That's good.
Sounds like a volcano.
Yeah. Third trumpet, burning star falls from heaven. Comet.
No, water
turns bitter.
Oh, but it would be after being smashed into by a comet.
Yeah. Fourth trumpet, the third of sun, moon and stars are smitten, whatever that means.
It's biblical.
Fifth trumpet, the abyss is opened.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
What, you
So
mean
this
the guy who wrestles in TNA Abyss?
Men harmed by locusts.
Well, I don't like that.
Yeah. The sixth trumpet is the army of 200 million.
Well,
A third of men are killed. At the end of the sixth trumpet, the 2 witnesses are killed. The seventh trumpet, the 24 elders. God remembers the fall of Babylon the Great.
oh great, so the whole world's going to shit. A third of the people are dead, and God's sat there having a good old think about the fall of Babylon. Where is he? Shouldn't he be taking an interest? He's just sitting there going down memory lane, smoking a fag and a cup of tea. Twat. He's not coming out well in this at all.
The women are there. It's a third of men are killed.
And then you have the bowls of wrath.
Also upon the men with the mark of the beast.
Oh, sounds nasty.
It does.
Second bow. All life in the sea dies. The sea becomes as blood.
Shitty.
Third, that the river and the fountains of water become blood.
Wouldn't the river and the fountains become
Blood when the sea become blood.
First,
because they'd flow into the sea then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
God, these Christians have no idea what they're on about.
Backwards. The sun scorches men with fire. That's the fourth. So fifth, kingdom of the beast becomes darkness. People bite their tongues in pain. Alright.
Okay.
Sickbal, river
Euphrates
dries up. Where's that? In preparation for Armageddon.
I think the Euphrates is like that river that runs through, I think it runs through Iraq, part of it. It's like the cradle of civilization, basically. All the first civilizations that flourished there was kind of fed by that river.
Yeah. Seventh bowl.
At the point in time Christ returns to earth.
About fucking time. What you been doing?
Speculating with God, obviously.
God's having a fucking trip down memory lane. What's Jesus doing in all of this?
At this point, the seas are blood.
Well, that's it. There's people rising from the dead are rising from the grave.
There's
The
not many
seas turn
left,
to
is
blood.
there? Returns to there ain't many left, is there?
No.
The ones that have a bit in their tongues in pain.
Oh God, there'd just be a lot of mutes about, wouldn't there? The only way to make a living would be a mime artist on the street. Sounds awful.
As soon as Christ returns, it's the Battle of Armageddon.
Ooh.
And the defeat of the Antichrist. The beast and false prophet seized and thrown into the lake of fire. Satan is chained and thrown into the abyss for 1,000 years. Doesn't seem like a long time in the scheme of things.
Not really.
And those killed by the government of the beast are resurrected to spirit. So, if you're killed by a demon, you get resurrected to heaven?
I suppose if you're, you just got to wait, haven't you?
I suppose you're fighting in the name of God if you're fighting a demon.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but look at the next bit. The government of Christ on earth is saints for 1,000 years, and then Satan rocks up again and deceives humanity, and war ensues. Or can they just do a better job the first time round? If all this is written to pass, why can't they just chain him for 10,000 years next time? It's like, oh, remember to chain him for 1,000 years? You've got your comeback fight.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And then Satan's finally defeated, and his angels heralds the next event. The White Throne Judgment.
Oh, more judgment? Bloody hell. Which
People
judgment am I going through?
People are now resurrected to flesh. Okay?
Yeah.
And judged according to their deeds. So God makes a new heaven and a new earth, and brings new Jerusalem from heaven down to his new earth. And those that don't make the cut are thrown into the lake of fire.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That lake of fire again.
Yeah.
There's only no one left in there. There's only no room left in it. It's just like being in a hot bath, though. You get used to it after a while. Until someone's prodding you. Ugh. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. I mean, it's not even very imaginative. Well, it is, but it's not as good as Ragnarok, is it?
This is what the Bible says for the Armageddon, the coming of Christ. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he who sat on it is called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he judges and wages war.
Pretty cool name for a horse, though, called Faithful and True.
His eyes are a flame of fire, and on his head are many diadems.
No idea.
And he has a name written on him, which no one knows except himself.
What do we call him then? What's your name?
Dave.
It's on my head.
Can't you read it? No one knows apart from me.
He is clothed in a robe dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God.
Well, no, he just told us what his name is.
But to hear the Word of God would make a man go crazy, wouldn't it? They say.
Oh, right, well, I know his robe and his thigh has a name, another name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Or is this guy a fucking wrestler or something? Is this wrestler Jesus?
He's a bit full of himself, isn't he?
I mean, how many names does he want?
Yeah.
I'll give you a name, mate. Cunt. Where were you when all this was happening? Turn up now. How come you only been in station for 1,000 years, you dick?
And the armies which are in heaven, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, were following him on white horses. So if you go to heaven in the rapture, then you're drafted into God's army.
No one tells me about this.
Yeah.
No one said anything about this.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies assembled to make war against him who sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast and its armies are defeated. From his mouth comes a sharp sword, so that with it he may strike down the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron. And he treads the winepress of the fierce wrath of God the Almighty.
Wow.
And the winepress was trodden outside the city, and blood came out from the winepress up to the horses' bridles for a distance of 200 miles.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, it's a bit gory, isn't it?
How are they going to get the blood off everything?
Yeah.
Is that just going to...
They're wearing white as well.
Oh, it's like, well, I hope you've got a fucking another robe for me, mate. This one's ruined.
Then I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried out with a loud voice, saying to all the birds which fly in mid-heaven, Come, assemble for the great supper of God, so that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of commanders, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of those who sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free men and slaves, and small and great.
So basically, he's saying, once we've slaughtered all these guys...
We're going to eat them.
Birds, you can have them, they're all yours, come and eat them.
And the rest were killed with the sword which came from the mouth of him who sat on the horse, and all the birds were filled with their flesh.
Oh, mouth sword. Jesus. Sword pops out his mouth, stabs you in the... Ah!
And the beast was seized, and with him the false prophet who performed the signs in his presence, I take it that's the Antichrist,
Yeah.
by which he deceived those who had received the mark of the beast, and those who worshipped his image. These two were thrown alive into the lake of fire which burns with brimstone.
So you're telling me that Satan has been living in hell all them years, he's never once tripped and fell in the fucking lake of fire and brimstone? Do you think that's going to keep him in there, just throwing that in?
Do you know what brimstone is?
Burning stone?
No, sulphur. It's the old word for sulphur.
Ah. Was close.
And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the key to the abyss, and holding in his hand a great chain. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent who is a devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss and locked and sealed it over him, to keep him from deceiving the nations any more until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be set free for a short time.
Why?
I know.
Just for the crap.
Why?
Just so he can kill more people.
Oh man, so badly planned. It is so badly planned. Oh,
And there we have it.
oh.
Satan, come back. The fans!
Yeah.
He's back.
Encore.
This time it's personal. I wanted to like a boxing match, and Satan comes down in the robe, and he's some angry music playing, and then like all these people in white turn up and sing Jesus in. That'd be sweet. But that's realistically though, right? So we know we've looked at this, right? So we know what's going to happen should this all be true.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't going to side with the Antichrist, are we? We're going to side with Jesus because we know he's going to win.
Well, obviously it makes sense,
Yeah,
doesn't
but if you sign up with Jesus as well, you're going to be in the war, you're on the front line the next day,
Yeah,
aren't
if you
you?
die, you go to heaven then, wouldn't you?
it?
So
Yeah.
it's...
If you're going to fight against somebody, I wouldn't mind Jesus leading me, do you know what I mean? Actually, no, I
But we
wouldn't
all
actually.
agree
He's a
we
shit leader, he's a shit commander.
Would you rather have Jon Snow?
If it's like, oh, okay, they're coming down our flank, you know, they're murdering us on the left flank, you know, I'll just turn the other cheek. It doesn't work.
There's a battle, you daft bastard! Everyone's dying!
The last person you want leading your army.
You told them not to kill! I
But we
think
all
it's...
agree that we all look shit in white as well.
Yeah.
I know, but is that a sacrifice we're going to have to make? Because what incentive have I got to be on Satan's side?
Then again, even if you do get raptured or whatever and fight alongside God, you still got that final judgment.
Well, yeah, I guess I have to be alright till then, wouldn't I?
That's the trumpets of that,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still the final judgment.
So they'll be like, we know you fought alongside us, Ben, but you've done some pretty shitty stuff in your life. I'm sorry,
Dude,
mate.
I picked your side!
Yeah, it's ain't enough to tip the scales.
Dude, I was on the right... I fought... I saved Jesus' life once in battle.
Lake of fire for you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, so all that was for nothing then?
Yeah.
Oh,
Could have
man.
been. Them's the rules.
Well, fuck's sake. Do you think hell will be a better place by then? Because, like, everyone's gone there.
Well, you died trying, innit?
That's it. I've still got a few thousand years of heaven.
There you go.
So it depends on time, though, doesn't it? How does time go differently in the afterlife? Is it every day is just a day, or is it like 1,000 years, like, really quick?
Yeah, it could be a day.
Exactly. Oh, so 2 days, you get there, you're chilling out, you've got a joint, and 2 days later they're like, right, come on, here's your sword, here's your shield.
Yeah.
What you mean? You're drafted, we're
Here's
going
your
to
horse.
we're gonna go and fight the Antichrist. It's terrible. Whose idea is this?
It's a bit mental, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now, you worked in mental health, Claire. If someone came to you with this story, something similar to this, what
Whoa.
would you say?
I'd be asking if they'd like an assessment. Maybe a bit of diazepam or something.
Yeah.
Would you recommend a
Lay
jacket
off
with
the
no
acid.
arms?
I couldn't say. I'm not a doctor.
But this is taken as gospel by some people.
Some people.
Well, that's the point. That's where the phrase comes from.
Yeah. See what I did there?
Well, it depends what sort of how religious you are. There's like religious and there's religious nuts, isn't there? And you know, there's a line. And they're usually like there with their picket things.
Fags are fucking
Fags
go to hell and shit like that.
Yeah, and yes, they're very anti-gay, aren't they? Those Westboro guys. Do you think they'll get into heaven?
That's the irony of it, isn't it?
They think they're doing that to get into heaven, but they're actually just being dicks. So
What about them like ones that preach up the cities with their boombox type thing?
Oh,
you ever
God.
bump into some of them?
yeah, they're all nuts too. If you're gonna preach in the street, don't come across as being a lunatic.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
People start walking around in a semicircle.
There's a woman on the bus who goes around just trying to leaflets out about God. You're like, go away. I don't want that. I can't be doing with it. So much effort. You know, I don't have to worry about everything, do I?
No. But yeah, I'll say some of them take it too far, don't they?
They do.
Like I said, I think there's some good things in the Bible and there's in other religions, mainly about, you know, being good to each other, unconditional love.
Can't let the hippies win, Mike.
Hippies are right, mate.
Yeah, but what happened to that generation? They all became the sociopaths that are running things today.
Yeah. Corruption of the flesh, Ben.
Sounds fun, then.
Well, some of this that we've just been reading is open to some interpretation,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know.
Like I say, that stuff I'm on board with. This stuff, it's a bit mental, innit? Let's face it.
He was on drugs when he wrote this.
He had to be, didn't he?
Because he was just like a bloke on an island on his own.
Yeah.
You know, he was taking some kind of hallucinogenic fungus. Film was alright, though.
Yeah. Another film, funny.
Yeah.
Only a 6.6 on
Isn't
IMDb.
it?
Yeah.
Shockingly low.
Is it?
What would you give it? I think 7.5.
Do you think? I was thinking 8. Yeah.
8? Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how you know where you're marking everything else.
I mean, IMDb is usually like the gospel in terms of ratings, but you know, it's okay to like a movie that's rated badly.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not an 8 because I'm not sure I'd watch it again and again because it's those films that you go back to, isn't it, that make it.
This
like,
is one of them for me though.
Is
It's
it?
like the 5th or 6th time I've seen it.
That's it.
I love it. It's funny.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. Jonah Hill annoys me at times. This is one of those films. Yeah. Danny McBride saved it.
Yeah. I think it's at least a 7.
Yeah, it's
We
definitely a
agree
7.
on that. Brilliant.
Right, so on to some weird news then.
Yeah.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
At least 4 boats sink during Trump boat parade in Texas. So that was quite funny. The authorities rescued numerous people from the waters of Lake Travis in Texas on Saturday after at least 4 boats sunk at an event promoted as a Trump boat parade, officials said.
That's because they're all fucking idiots, isn't it? Sorry to cast aspersion on all Trump supporters.
Yeah, you are. You should be ashamed of yourself. The sheriff's office in Travis County has seen multiple calls of boats in distress starting at 12:15 p.m. local time. I've got the thing that barely started, probably. What time did it start? 12 or 12:15? People are in the water.
I'm guessing a lot of people were drunk by that point.
Yeah.
Drunk people and boats. Not a good idea. Not a good combination.
No injuries are reported. Firefighters pulled numerous people out of the water. It was not clear how many needed rescuing, but he said there was a lot of variables for sure what exactly happened. When all the boats started moving at the same time, it generated significant waves. Winds were about 10 miles an hour, gusting to 15. Weather conditions moved in. It wouldn't have probably not caused the boat to sink, but the waves and people sort of being drunk on them and stumbling around.
Drink is definitely a major factor in this.
Yeah.
But he's also got this one guy's got a 22-foot boat decorated with 8-foot tall flagpoles. Maybe he couldn't see where the fuck he was going to all the flags.
Yeah. Oh god, Trump boat parade. I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful. All they had to do was go around a lake at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's funny.
And look at the flags they've got in that picture. I bet the guy behind can barely see.
Look how choppy it is.
Yeah. It's quite choppy actually.
I wouldn't say that's choppy. I'd say that's rough.
Yeah, it was saying on the bit of the article there's like big swells, and that's where the boat goes whoa. Like
Yeah,
that.
that's usually the point where I'm sick.
The skipper should have known
Yeah.
not to go out in that.
I went on a glass bottom boat once in Mallorca or something, and we got on it. It's like this little tiny square in the middle of the boat. It's all cloudy. You couldn't see shit. It was on a. It was like that. The sea was. It was fucking hell.
Oh.
To think that whenever you go on one of them glass bottom boats, you see that the boat's sister ship down there. Oh yeah, that's our sister ship. She went down with all hands.
Yeah. See the skeletons on the bottom.
Someone strapped into the sea.
Yes. Honestly, you couldn't see shit. It was fucking useless. I think I made a cut glimpse of a fish at one point. That was it. The murky depths below. Oh, what a waste of money that was. Well, I didn't pay. I was only 7.
It's alright then. Next one.
Iceland supermarket closed after mum finds human poo in store freezer.
Oh.
Dirty bastard.
That's why Mum's going to Iceland.
Lynn McCabe, 35, was left horrified when her hand was smeared in poo after trying to reach for chicken nuggets in the freezer in Iceland in Saltcote, Scotland yesterday.
Are you sure that wasn't Burnley?
The mum from Kilwinning, North Ayrshire, realised there was human faeces on the packaging when she accidentally touched her nose.
Oh, it gets worse.
The smell was awful. I must have touched my nose after I put the nuggets in the basket. At first I didn't know where it was coming from, but then I realised, walking around with shit on her nose.
No.
I was disgusted and just glad my little girl hadn't touched it first. Repulsed, Lynn quickly told staff what had happened and said she was taken aback by the reaction and their goodwill gesture. She added, at first they laughed, and then one was kind of heaving, saying, that's disgusting. They let me use the staff room to clean my hands. They did say sorry and gave me a box of Lindor chocolate balls as an apology.
I don't see the problem.
They look like little shit nuggets as well, I bet.
Yeah, but they're really expensive and really nice. Wow, cheers.
I mean, come on, I'm covered in poo and they give me chocolate balls to say sorry. She wasn't happy then.
Ungrateful woman.
Lynn claims staff blamed an elderly woman who had been in the store early in the day for the mishap and said they would need to look at till receipts and CCTV to find out what happened. A phantom shitter.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Oh, it's an elderly woman crapping in a freezer. It's both sad and disgusting. It's like a picture of Britain in 2020.
Oh.
Wasn't the poo frozen?
That's a good point.
No, you just had a light frosting of ice over the top of it.
Oh. The nuggets.
I suppose if you asked me to sum up how was 2020 for me, it would be like, I'd say, well, just imagine an old woman shitting in a freezer in Iceland. That's kind of what it's like.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Actually, I don't go shopping to Iceland anymore. I just get them to deliver it to me. Other supermarkets are available, I should point out. When I used to go there, the funniest thing ever happened to me while I've been out food shopping. There was a bloke with Tourette's, an old guy with Tourette's, and I was following him around the store, and he was just looking into the freezers, taking stuff out, and then shouting obscenities at the frozen peas.
Shit.
And he was like, you fucking cunt, you fucking cunt. And I'm just like, oh man, I shouldn't laugh, but this is brilliant. Just to hear a man swearing at garden peas. Yeah. This is just disgusting.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Bags of suspected cannabis dropped over Israel City by high-flying drone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some good news. Police said they've arrested 2 men who allegedly threw the device over Tel Aviv's Rabin Square, a site used for street protests and political rallies. It came after a green drone group, which seeks to legalise marijuana in Israel, had said on its Telegram web messaging channel, the time has come.
Nice.
The
Oh,
fuck
look at
is
all
the
the bags.
Telegram web messaging channel?
I don't know, should seek that out, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Could you fly a drone to England?
Yes, please, yeah. Right, so the group added, it's a bird, it's a plane. No,
is
it's
it a
a
bird?
green... Oh, is it a bird, is it a plane? No, it's a green drone sending free cannabis from the skies.
Oh, that would be heaven. Cannabis from heaven.
The police said they suspected the bags were filled with a dangerous drug.
Oh, they would say that.
Dangerous drug. And the officers managed to recover dozens of the packets. Photos issued by police showed what appeared to be cannabis inside.
So,
That's ace.
I suppose, yes, it is, but would you be a bit wary about smoking it? I mean, for all you know, it's got some kind of weird chemical in it it's going to turn you into a shambling mutant.
I don't know.
I don't know if they got. I'd do it. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Alright.
I'd check it out.
Like Batman 1989, right? The Joker's having that big parade, he lures everyone out, starts throwing them money. What's his big plan? Kill everybody with that Joker gas. I guess at the mic, sorry. Wants to kill everyone with that Joker gas. Maybe this is like, we could kill off all the potheads in one go here.
Oh yeah, good point. I'll let someone test it first. There's got to be an idiot kid in the neighbourhood somewhere.
So you give drugs to kids? You potentially kill a child?
Just free cannabis, want to test it, yeah.
I'll check out this green drone group and see what the crack is with it, what they do, what they're into,
Have they done this before?
Yeah.
Has there been loads of stoners lying dead on the streets with massive grins on their faces?
Yeah, you don't want to be getting to that nasty spice or anything, do you?
There's an organisation in Britain called Free the Birds. Yeah. And they're all about just throwing loads of cannabis seeds everywhere around, letting them grow naturally and that's what they do. Distribute cannabis seeds to be planted everywhere.
Well,
Nice.
can we get in touch with them?
And on Facebook, Free the Birds are called.
Free the birds.
Well, I might just go and toss some seed in the garden, see what happens.
Well, the birds will eat it, shit it out, and it'll possibly grow somewhere.
That's a scarecrow in then, haven't I? I don't want to all of them steal me cannabis seeds. You have to get a scarecrow out there. I'll employ you as a scarecrow.
I think the point is just to get it growing everywhere wild. That's the point.
So useful, hemp, is it?
Fuck yeah, we've been through this, on the podcast before. Yeah, it's better than...
Grows really
stronger than
fast.
steel.
Yeah.
What?
We had a news article on it, I'm sure we did. They built that plane out of hemp, didn't
Oh,
they?
yeah. Stronger than aluminium.
Is it?
I think so. That's still pretty strong.
Yeah.
Still pretty strong.
Still metal.
Yep.
Legalise it.
That's it.
That's all I'll run on when I'm going to Parliament, Mike.
You get my vote then.
Guarantees to legalise weed.
It's about time, innit? It's been done. Portugal have showed that they've legalised all drugs, and all the deaths by drugs, overdoses have all come down. Even drug use has come down.
Is it?
Believe it or not.
No.
It proves it.
It's good.
Drug war was a load of bollocks in the first place.
It's just because it was underground, they weren't making as much money off it, isn't it?
Now the governments can tax it and make money off it, can't they? So it creates
There's
jobs
a lot of
too.
people in power that make money off the drug trade, though.
I should imagine so, yeah.
The CIA have used it to fund fucking weapons for Contras, haven't they?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Useful tool, isn't it?
Everyone loved a bit of cocaine in the 80s.
Yeah. But then you get all these presidents that have admitted to it. All the everyone. Do you know what I mean? Nothing happens, does it?
No. But if you go to the police and say, "Hey, I'm smoking marijuana every day this week," they might lock you up for a bit.
Exactly.
And certainly confiscate your stuff.
It's bullshit, innit?
It's only if they have it on you. You can say you've smoked it. It's possession that's,
I suppose.
Anyway, fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
Right, let's call that an episode then.
Yeah.
I've been Ben, thanks for listening. Don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire, and watch out for the Armageddon and rapture.